Here is a number that should be on every Canadian's radar, and almost never is. After working your entire career, paying into the Canada Pension Plan for decades. The average new CPP recipient in 2026 receives approximately $803.76 per month. Add the maximum old age security payment of $743.05 per month for ages 65 to 74, and the combined government retirement income for the average Canadian is approximately $1,547 to $1,668 per month. That is $18,564 to $20,016 per year. After a full working career, after paying taxes for 40 years, after doing everything society said to do. The average one-bedroom apartment in Canada now rents for approximately $2,008 per month, according to the National Average Rent Report for March 2026. That means the average combined government retirement benefit does not even cover rent, let alone groceries, utilities, medication, transportation, or any quality of life. And yet, according to a 2025 Hoop survey, 59% of unretired Canadians say they don't think they will ever be able to retire because of their financial situation. Half of unretired Canadians surveyed in 2025 had not set aside any money for retirement in the past year. 39% say they have never saved for retirement at all. This is not a fringe problem. This is the retirement reality heading toward the majority of working Canadians. And almost nobody is talking about it with the clarity the numbers deserve. This video does. By the end, you will understand exactly why the average Canadian retirement math doesn't work, the four structural forces behind it, and the specific four-step system that closes the gap. Let's build the complete retirement math, because the gap between what government pays and what retirement actually costs is the core of this entire video. What financial planners say, retirement costs. Most Canadian financial planners recommend replacing 60% to 70% of pre-retirement income in retirement. On the national median income of approximately $67,000. That is $40,200 to $46,900 per year as a retirement income target. For a homeowner who has paid off the mortgage, expenses are somewhat lower. For a renter in a major city, retirement costs are substantially higher. What the government actually pays, CPP, in 2026, the average new beneficiary receives approximately $803.76 per month, according to ATB Financial's 2026 data. The maximum CPP at 65 is $1,507.65 per month. But the vast majority of Canadians receive far less than the maximum because they did not earn the year's maximum pensionable earnings every year of their working life. OAS maximum in 2026, $743.05 per month for ages 65 to 74 and $817.36 per month for 75 and over, confirmed by the Government of Canada's April to June 2026 quarterly data. Combined average CPP plus maximum OAS, approximately $1,547 to $1,668 per month, or $18,564 to $20,016 per year. Against a retirement income need of $40,200 to $46,900, the annual government benefit gap is approximately $20,000 to $27,000 per year. That gap must be filled by personal savings, RRSP, TFSA, workplace pension, or other assets. If it is not filled, the retiree lives on government benefits alone and faces one of the most financially precarious positions available in Canadian life. The median individual senior income, according to statistics, Canada, the median after-tax income for individual seniors in Canada is approximately $31,400 per year, or roughly $2,617 per month. That figure, while above the government benefit alone, is still dramatically below what financial planners consider a comfortable retirement at today's cost of living. The $1.7 million target most Canadians won't reach. BMO's 2026 Annual Retirement Survey found that Canadians believe they need approximately $1.7 million to retire comfortably. 36% believe they are unlikely to reach that goal, up from 29% the year before. Less than 10% of Canadians aged 55 to 64 have $1 million or more saved. The gap between the goal and the reality is not marginal. It is structural. Your action step? Calculate your personal retirement income gap right now. Multiply your current income by 65%. That is your retirement income target. Subtract your projected combined CPP and OAS $1,668 per month maximum combined average. The remaining monthly gap is the amount your personal savings must generate every month for the rest of your retirement. Here is the part most retirement coverage misses entirely. The retirement crisis in Canada is not primarily a story of individual irresponsibility. It is driven by four structural forces that have been building for decades and that affect even disciplined savers. Force 1, CPP, was never designed to replace your income. The Canada Pension Plan was introduced in 1965, designed to supplement retirement income alongside workplace pensions and personal savings. It was never designed to be sufficient on its own. But the workplace pension landscape has changed dramatically since 1965. In the 1970s, approximately 52% of Canadian workers had employer-sponsored defined benefit pension plans. By 2022, that number had fallen to approximately 37% of all employees, and is significantly lower in the private sector. The three-pillar retirement system CPP was designed to support has had one of its legs broken. Force 2. Canadians are living longer than the system anticipated. Average life expectancy in Canada now sits at approximately 82 years. A Canadian retiring at 65 needs their retirement savings to last 17 to 25 plus years. OAS was introduced when life expectancy was substantially shorter. The longer you live, the more you need. The more you need, the larger the retirement savings required. A retirement income of $40,000 per year for 25 years requires approximately $1 million in capital at a 4% withdrawal rate, before accounting for inflation. Force 3, inflation, erodes fixed retirement income. Both CPP and OAS are indexed to inflation. They increase annually with the Consumer Price Index. But inflation over the past 5 years has been dramatic. Food prices rose over 30% from 2019 to 2026. Housing costs surged. Medication costs increased. The quality of life a fixed retirement income buys shrinks with every inflationary year. A Canadian who retired in 2019 on $30,000 per year in CPP and OAS, adjusted for the 30% plus grocery price increase alone, effectively experienced a significant reduction in their real purchasing power by 2026, despite the CPI indexing. Force 4. The savings rate has been consistently too low. Canada's household savings rate fell to 4.4% in Q4 2025. According to Statistics Canada, at a $67,000 median income, 4.4% means $2,948 per year going toward savings. Over 35 working years at 8% annual return, $2,948 per year becomes approximately $515,000. $515,000 at a 4% safe withdrawal rate generates $20,600 per year in additional retirement income, added to the average CPP plus OAS of $20,016. Total retirement income, approximately $40,616 per year. That is barely above the retirement income target on the median income, with zero margin for healthcare costs, inflation, or unexpected expenses. And that is the outcome for someone who saved consistently at the national average rate for 35 years. The majority of Canadians are not saving at the national average. 39% have saved nothing for retirement at all. Your action step: identify which of the 4 structural forces has had the greatest impact on your personal retirement trajectory. The force you name determines the most urgent move to make. Let's make this personal. Here is the retirement income gap at 3 different Canadian income levels using 2026 data, so every viewer can find their own number. The calculation uses 65% income replacement target, combined average CPP plus maximum OAS of $1,668 per month, $20,016 per year, and a 4% safe withdrawal rate on personal savings. At $70,000 annual income, retirement income target, 65%, $45,500 per year. Government benefits, $20,016 per year. Annual personal savings gap, $25,484 per year equals $2,124 per month from personal savings. Portfolio required to generate this at 4% withdrawal, $637,100. Monthly TFSA contribution to reach $637,100 in 30 years at 8%, approximately $541 per month. These are not extreme scenarios. These are the numbers required to maintain your current standard of living in retirement, using conservative return assumptions and average government benefit projections. At $70,000 income, the national average is closest to median. $541 per month invested consistently for 30 years closes the gap entirely. At the national savings rate of 4.4% on $70,000, only $257 per month is being saved, leaving a gap of $284 per month between what is being saved and what is required. That $284 monthly shortfall, compounded over 30 years at 8%, represents approximately $320,000 in missing retirement wealth. From a $284 per month gap, over 30 years, that is the silent retirement crisis hiding inside Canada's otherwise reasonable-looking savings rate. Your action step: run your own numbers using this framework right now. Current income times 65% equals retirement target. Subtract $20,016. Government benefits. The remainder divided by 0.04 equals the portfolio you need. Then calculate whether your current monthly savings rate reaches that number in your time horizon. Here is the 4-step retirement rescue plan, built for any Canadian income level, using the accounts and tools available right now, sequenced in the order that produces the most impact. Step 1. Calculate your personal retirement gap. This week, before anything else, know your number. The vague anxiety about retirement is almost always worse than the specific number, because a specific number has a specific solution. Use the framework from Segment 3. Your income times 65% equals your annual retirement target. Subtract $20,016, projected combined CPP plus OAS. Divide the remainder by 0.04 equals the portfolio you need. Divide that number by your projected monthly return factor over your time horizon equals your required monthly contribution. Write that number down. It is your retirement target. Everything else is aimed at it. Step 2. Max your TFSA first, every year without exception. The TFSA is the most powerful retirement savings tool available to most Canadians for 3 specific reasons Kiyosaki never taught you. First, every dollar of growth is completely tax-free. At retirement, TFSA withdrawals do not push you into a higher tax bracket. They do not affect OAS clawback thresholds. They do not reduce GIS eligibility. The TFSA is invisible to the CRA in retirement, which makes it uniquely powerful for income planning. Second, the TFSA is flexible. Unlike the RRSP, which forces mandatory withdrawals as a RRIF from age 71, the TFSA has no forced drawdown. You control exactly when and how much you take, based on what you actually need each year. Third, withdrawals restore contribution room the following year. You can withdraw and recontribute, giving you a flexible tax-free cash reserve alongside your investment portfolio. $7,000 per year in 2026. At 8% annual return from age 30 to 65. 35 years. $7,000 per year becomes approximately $1,220,000. Completely tax-free. Step 3. Use the RRSP to reduce tax now and fill the gap later. The RRSP is most powerful during your peak earning years, when your marginal rate is highest. A $10,000 RRSP contribution at $100,000 Ontario income generates approximately $4,341 back immediately. That refund reinvested in the TFSA builds additional retirement wealth from government money. The RRSP strategy. Contribute during high-income working years. Convert to a RRIF at 71. Withdraw at a lower tax rate in retirement when income is lower than during your peak earning years. The spread between your marginal rate during contributions and your marginal rate during withdrawal is pure tax arbitrage, captured legally by every Canadian who uses the RRSP correctly. Step 4. Optimize your CPP and OAS timing. Most Canadians take CPP at 65 by default, but the mathematics of delay are compelling. Delaying CPP from 65 to 70 increases your monthly payment by 42% permanently, from an average of $803.76 to approximately $1,141 per month. If you expect to live past approximately 73 to 74, delay wins mathematically. Delaying OAS from 65 to 70 increases the payment by 36%, from $743.05 to approximately $1,010.55 per month. Break-even age for OAS delay, approximately 82 to 83. The practical implication, a Canadian who delays both CPP and OAS to 70, bridging the 5-year gap with TFSA withdrawals, can add approximately $5,800 to $7,600 per year more in permanent government income for the rest of their life. Over a 20-year retirement, that delay is worth approximately $116,000 to $152,000 in additional lifetime government income. The decision to delay is not right for everyone. Health, employment, and personal preference all matter. But it is the most underused retirement optimization available to Canadians with sufficient savings to bridge the gap. Your action step this week. Complete Step 1. Calculate your retirement gap number. Then open CRA, My Account, and check your TFSA room. Start your automated monthly TFSA contribution. Even $200, even $300. The specific amount is less important than the automation starting today. Let's come back to where we started. Combined average CPP and maximum OAS in 2026. Approximately $1,668 per month, or $20,016 per year. Against a retirement income need of $40,200 to $46,900 on the median income, the gap is approximately $20,000 to $27,000 per year that personal savings must fill. 59% of unretired Canadians believe they will never be able to retire. 39% have saved nothing at all. 76% are worried they won't have enough. These numbers are not surprising given what the math actually requires, and how little most Canadians know about it. But here is the complete picture. A 30-year-old Canadian earning $70,000 who automates $541 per month into a TFSA invested in a low-cost S&P 500 ETF at 8% annual return reaches $637,100 tax-free at age 65. That portfolio generates $25,480 per year at a 4% withdrawal rate, added to the average CPP and OAS of $20,016. Total retirement income, $45,496 per year. The gap is closed. Work becomes optional at 65. The RRSP refund loop adds further wealth. Delaying CPP and OAS to 70 adds $5,800 to $7,600 more per year permanently. The full system, applied consistently, produces a comfortable retirement on a median Canadian income. 59% of Canadians fear they will never retire. The four-step system makes retirement not just possible, but mathematically inevitable. The crisis is real. So is the exit.